Um, First of all, how much of a difficult week has it been for the players in the wake of what's happened?
Yeah, of course it has. It's always difficult when someone loses their job and sort of you're you know part to blame of it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's been quite a difficult week, but you know it's horrible to say, but football sort of there's no stopping the season for us for it. So sort of need to get our heads over it and sort of get ourselves ready for the weekend.
I mean, you've been around in football long enough. Did you see it coming?
I think I don't think you ever really see it coming because you're always preparing for the next day. So it's never really obviously like can't make no bones about it. Like it was a subject that was obviously you'd seen in in the media and stuff like that. But no, I can't say it's something we thought was coming because you always the gaffer was still in preparing for the next game because I never think you see it. I never think you do see it coming. To be fair.
I know he's been down to say goodbye to you all. What was the feeling then?
Yeah, I think it was disappointment from our behalf because the players' behalf because fundamentally we played obviously a massive role in the gaffer unfortunately losing his job. Obviously the results weren't good enough, and the buck always lies with the manager. But from a player's perspective, we've not been good enough as well. So
Yeah. Um, so the change has been made. Really, you've just got to get something sorted at Crawley now, haven't you? It's a really big game.
yeah, it's, it's as big as you dress up, really. All Darren's going to ask us to do is go and win a game of football at the weekend. And that's really all you can ask. Like for me, I don't really like to look too far ahead of want to win this game, this game, this game, and whatnot. It's all about the next game, and happens to be Crawley away in the circumstances we're in and they're in. So you can say it's a must win, which obviously from the outside in it looks like it, but all we're going to ask the boys to do this weekend just go and win a game of football.
And is it, you nailed it really. You said the season won't stop for you just because the manager has gone. So you've got to continue. Old heads like yourself who've been around for a while. I'm not saying you're old, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Is it important for that you and the likes of Mickey Dimitrio and Matty Dolan, those sort of people who've seen things like this before, that you have to really get the youngsters through this time?
Yeah, I think yeah, like you say, I've seen it before, and I'm sure the other boys have. And some of the young lads probably haven't experienced this, and obviously it's a bit of a different feeling all week. It's a bit of a one scenario you wouldn't have really come across. So it's about getting their heads right, getting them training properly and getting them focused on like I said, on the next game really.
And there's a possibility that you'll come across Dom Telford tomorrow. Yeah, clearly he made his mark big time last season. Um, what do you make of that prospect? Because you might have to deal with him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I played with Dom years before I came here. Funny enough, so yeah, Dom knows me. I know him footballing wide, and off the pitch. So with any luck, he doesn't have his scoring boots on. Yeah,
Because he's found it tough there, hasn't he? The goals haven't been rattling in like they were last season.
no, but at the same time, we know how dangerous Dom can be. Whether he's having a blip or things just aren't falling for him. These things happen, but we've seen what he can do. The whole league's seen what he can do. So with any luck, he doesn't start that on the weekend.
And finally, for me, James, what is your message to the fans from inside the dressing room, from the players? You said they got to take part of responsibility for what has happened. What's your message to them?
Well, for now, their support's been unbelievable. We need them to stick by us for now. Um, and like we're disappointed because we haven't been good enough. We haven't given a good enough show to the manager or the fans. We haven't given a good enough account of ourselves this season. Um, and no, just to stick with us because we'll come good.
All the best, James. Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, James. You were absolutely gutted last Saturday because I saw you, Mark O'Brien, sort of comforting you. It was just a result that just it hit hard, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a it was a bad. Let's not mistake it. It was a bad result. To concede so early on and to be so dominant in that second half and not to come away with anything, and it was really disappointing. And like you say, like I'm sure I wasn't the only one. Everyone else was gutted and fuming because it was a game that was there for us really that we didn't take, and and that's down to us, sort of thing, and it is one of them in football you don't always get. You can never guarantee a result. You can guarantee a performance, and I think if we can cut out that early goal, I think we can keep going with second half performances like that. I think we'll be sound.
It's a different. People always talk about new manager bounce and all this, that, but it feels. I mean, you've spoken very well about it. It's a different feeling because this isn't a squad that was against the manager or anything like that. It's a very different sort of situation to the ones you sometimes get in this league.
Yeah, like I've been in scenarios where the manager's like lost the changing room, and that's why they go. And obviously the manager's gone, purely based on results because we got a great group where, it's a never say die attitude. Like never down tools or anything like that. So we got a really good group. So that's why I think the boys were just naturally disappointed, of course, because like they never gave in and that. So, but like I said to you, I've been in football long enough now to know when the results aren't good enough, even with us not performing well enough, it always lands on the manager, unfortunately.
On Crawley, if you'll be making sure Dom that cutting in on his left. every defender knows it, but we saw last season he's cunning, isn't he? He manages to get a yard.
Yeah. We know what Dom's like. He's got a lovely left foot, and if we can keep him off that, for the 90 minutes, that'll be fantastic.
And he'll be making sure he doesn't put his shoulders in your back when you're shepherding the ball out. It's everyone's strengths, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
But he's a good lad, isn't he? He's fingers crossed he gets going there because he was so good last season, isn't he? But from Sunday onwards.
Yeah, after Sunday, it'd be great for him to kick-start the season for him. Yeah, he's a lovely bloke. I've known Don a long time. Great character in the changing room. Great player. But hopefully not this weekend.
All good. But that's perfect for me. Well spoken on it all. Cheers, mate.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
Morning, James. Quick one from me. You've been saying just then about performances haven't been up to standard. What can you do to make them better?
Well, get it right on the training pitch, like the players. Like this week, it's been like we said earlier about the older lads getting into the whole team about making sure this week's right in the training, because that's where it starts fundamentally. Like if you train well, you play well. That's always the way I've looked at it. So we've made sure everyone's been on it for the week, ready to go for the weekend.
Cheers. Thank you.